25. This is our last episode for the year. Like what 2025 came and literally went. And now we're going into 2026. But today we still got Yobi with us, one of our hosts. We got Evie, who's basically our like everything manager at this point. She does everything for Todo Wafi, so it's incredible. And our special guest, Guadalupe Hernandez. She is an activist. She is a content creator. She is a mom. She is a proctologist, a gynecologist, and she runs a little flower shop downstairs. No, just kidding.
Bienvenida.
Muchas gracias.
It
Thank
feels
you,
like she
thank you.
does. It feels like she does everything online. I don't know if you guys have ever had a chance to check it out.
I really
Lupe,
do.
what's your
I'm like a nurse, everything.
bro? She does everything, and when I say everything, I mean every time I'm looking in, she's either on site where she's like checking out some type of like event or something like that, or she's making food in front of everybody on a camera, or you know, doing stuff for her kids. Which, by the way, caught me off guard because I messaged her one time. I think it was like a month ago, and I had no idea she had kids. I thought she was just like one of many siblings that were in her household, and she was caught off guard because I was like, man, it's amazing. Like, do you take care of like all of your siblings? And I think what happened was is she took the compliment well because she was like, wait, because she
I took
looks
it a
so
little too
young.
well.
She was like, you made my year. That was it. Like I was like I could have sworn those were like brothers and sisters that she was taking care of. And it turns out, your mom. It's really cool. So it's got to
Thank
be
you, thank
tough.
you.
Mom and content creator, like how do you balance that?
It's a little bit hard, not gonna lie, because it is 7 kids. I am a mom to seven, and it can be a little hectic, of course, especially because I do have a special needs son, and we are everywhere with all the kids, from like morning routines to doctors to therapy to boxing to some of the kids wanting to do more like things right now, like my oldest crochet and then the little ones for Corico. So yeah, I mean, I wish I could just clone myself or something.
She's got a basketball team with two to spare. Mira pa allá. Like they calling in and
That
tagging in or dodgeball. I think it's probably dodgeball. She's got a better dodgeball team.
Wow.
All right, so
it's a
every
lot of
week,
them.
yeah. I mean, I do you know what though? It's amazing to see you, do the content with them, as well, and you showing kind of like your lifestyle as you're, doing all that. So like, it's really impressive because I'll tell you what, I'm here on this camera with you right now, and this was enough. And I had three when I was raising them, and so I can't imagine seven because at this point you're Snow White, and it's like dealing with that every morning. I have no idea. So big props to you for
Big
Thank you,
for doing
thank
such an
props.
you.
amazing job.
Guadalupe, big props for real.
I
We'll
Yeah.
get into
appreciate that,
more
guys. I
about
appreciate it.
we'll
Ella
get
es,
more into what you do, but I would we want to get into the news because we have a little bit of it, and then we want to talk about Christmas, obviously. But top news, and we posted on our social media accounts. Selena's dad, passed away this last week. Abraham Quintanilla Jr., father of Tejano music icon Selena Quintanilla, died at the age of 86. By the way, that's a beautiful, like, I mean, he died at 86, so he had a good life. Um, but it was announced by his son on Instagram on December 13th. And I don't think that they've discussed like the actual reason for the death as at this point, but I'm assuming
for the
that at this point it's
causes.
yeah, like I'm assuming at this point it was just probably like age.
Mm.
You start dealing with complications. I have a
But did
question
you
though.
know?
Dime.
But did you know that it he also died on AB's birthday, on his son's birthday?
It was his birthday. I thought it was the day like right after.
Hey, Diablo.
Oh,
No,
AB,
I heard,
the third
I saw his Instagram post. I'm pretty sure that it was on his
Oh,
birthday.
on his. Oh wow, yeah, I read something like that. The headlines, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's tough.
That's
like
rough.
your birthday and the holidays are coming. Like that's rough. That's
Oh
like a
wow.
double whammy.
I mean, looking into the future though, and I'm gonna, I might tap into some sensitivity for some people, but I can only imagine what he's gonna be like going forward, where he's celebrating his birthday and at the same day it's the anniversary of like his father's passing.
That's rough.
That's
Really
that's
rough.
rough.
No.
That's like people. I know people who have had their parents pass away like right at the holidays. So like for them, the holidays are no longer like festive. It's like traumatizing just because they have to go through that. So I can only imagine. So prayers up to the Quintanilla family. I know that she was an icon. He was an icon. I have a question for you. Because a lot of people were asking on social media, what do you think, how do you think his legacy should be remembered? Is it something where, he was the one that got them into that whole um, process, or is it something that maybe he was a little too demanding? Like, how did you guys vision it? I'm not Mexican, so I never like saw the story from that perspective, and obviously, I'm not going to go based on the J Lo movie. But maybe Guadalupe, well, Evie, like, would you feel like he was more of an encourager or like something
I
else?
think like his legacy is Selena y los Dinos. Like if you saw the Netflix doc,
Yeah.
I think that really encompasses what his legacy was. Like he saw talent in all his kids because it's not just Selena. Like she was a star, but let's not forget like Suzette played drums, AB played bass, and he helped write the songs. Like he saw the talent in all his kids, and he did what needed to be done to kind of guide them on the path that they were on. And I think ultimately that's his legacy. It's the band, it's what his family was able to accomplish. And of course, like they made music history with Selena. And I think that is ultimately his legacy. I mean, there's debates you could have on like, is it fair to have kids being like breadwinners and out there not having childhood? That's like a separate thing. But I do think his legacy is it's the music and it's what his family was able to contribute to the culture because of him and being able to like have that music background, that experience, and being able to identify what his kids' talents were and put it out into the world.
Yeah, because a lot of people were sitting there talking about like the Jackson 5 effect, the Joe Jackson type deal.
Yeah.
I don't know the history, so she seemed, Selena seemed to love her dad a lot, and seemed like it wasn't that type of a relationship. So I'm just curious from the other side, because there was a lot of people in the comments who were not so happy that we made that post, but we felt like, he really kind of did like what I do for my daughter, which is encourage somebody to kind of elevate their whatever that beautiful talent is that they have. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
and I'll say that as a mom myself, I feel like it's very important, and I feel like he was very misjudged because I see it in myself. Like one of my kids, she's really, really good at boxing, yet she hates it, and I push her to do it because she is really good at it, and I go, no, you have to do it, you have to do it, and sometimes we do have to be a little firmer. Sometimes it's like not whether you want to do it or not, you have to do it, but it's because we see potential in our kids and we're always going to push them. I don't know if you guys remember, but Selena once said, my brother writes the songs, I just sing them. And so that makes it very clear that yes, she had the voice, yes, she was amazing, but at the end of the day, the writer was AB Quintanilla was the writer. And how did he become so good? Because dad pushed him to do it too. I remember that I saw AB talk about this one time where he said, I complained to my dad that, this guy was so amazing. And his dad told him, well, it's never going to change if you don't do anything about it. Like if you want to be amazing, create something, do something that's going to blow the charts off. And he did exactly just that.
I find him to not be in that Joe Jackson category. I find him to be very much into that kind of like inspiring type deal. There's talks about like, okay, whether the family continued way too much trying to monetize, her after the fact. But I feel like it's just like the other, the other estates like Elvis and so forth. You got to kind of keep that memory going. What they do with that, that's completely not in my loop. I'm not responsible for that. But, I feel like if they didn't do what they do, then we wouldn't be recognizing Selena every year and remembering her and kind of and obviously there's a monetization that goes along with that, and people can judge that whenever they want to. But I feel like, me not even being somebody who grew up listening to her, because I'm an East guy, so we just had kind of like a different, even though she was cross culture, it's just not, it wasn't, Tejano and so forth wasn't really my thing, but I knew of her. And I feel like because of that, even continuing after, we were able to still know of her for generations to pass, because a lot of people just keep bringing her to the forefront. Which,
And we're gonna continue seeing it because she's amazing. She's an icon. She's a legend.
yeah, which is funny because I know that Evie knows my stance on, I feel like we do it too much.
Dafa has a thing about remembrance.
No.
But
Remembrance.
but it's
Yeah, I'm bringing it
I
up.
feel like we bring it up a lot. Like I'm fine, with it, but not like the talking points that I hear. But I feel like, if I was in the position, I'd probably be doing it too if my daughter was an icon or something like that. And I wanted to make sure that from a representation standpoint, we're still going that. But that's
I think
enough
it's
on
also
that.
a legacy thing. It's a legacy thing,
Yeah.
And what I learned about the Netflix documentary was that Suzette is the one actually carrying that part of the
The
operations.
sister, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even Mr. AB, may he rest in peace, he was no longer involved directly, this couple of years. So
Well, she's the one that said that, they had to do the movie, with J Lo, because if not, Hollywood was already in the process of creating kind of
correct.
like their own version of it. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that she's kind of spearheading that, because you're definitely somebody who's more interested in the iconic side of it, not in the monetary side of it. Um, but yeah, any last thoughts, or we go with Selena and her
I
dad?
feel like we're good.
All right, I feel like we're good. We went a whole lot into that. Like I thought it was gonna be just a went into a whole lot. There's a lot of
That's
there's a lot of
Selena.
talk.
We have to get into it.
Hey, which is fun, which is weird because I would be like, oh, okay, well, let's end the conversation. No, like, so, all right, Evie, you're up next. I know that you were at, an event. First of all, I envy you because it was beautiful snow,
It was.
beautiful
It was
snow.
gorgeous.
But you were at an event. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about it.
I was at Páginas y Parranda this past weekend. It was on Saturday. It was put on by Páginas y Más, which is run by Kelsey and Michelle, and they do these wonderful literary events that support Latina authors and the Latina community. And it was like the best time. Like it was an actual parranda. Like when I read the title, I was like, oh, how cute. I wasn't actually expecting to like walk in and there was like an actual band playing music. Like Kelsey was on the guido. I was like, this is so cool. It was so much fun. So we had like a first hour parranda. There was a panel that had 4 authors. So it was Alexis Daria, Mia Sosa, Adriana Herrera, and Clevis Natera. And they all talked about their careers, what it's like being like a Latina writer, the importance of representation. And it was just like a really cool environment. And everyone was like super approachable. There were signings and they were just so generous with their time. And there was a DJ. So there was a lot of like dancing, like Bad Bunny playing. It was lit.
Oh, I
We had a
saw.
lot of fun. There was food. Like it was like a whole ass meal. Like I thought I was gonna get like a little cuchi frito or something, but it was like a full serving of like a Christmas meal. There was coquito, sangria. Like they really put together like the best celebration of our culture and our writers that I've ever seen. And it was like just the most supportive, wonderful, fun environment. Just everyone there to just support the authors and just have a good time and just like get down for the holidays. And I loved it. So shout out to Kelsey and Michelle for putting together that event and for having me because when's the next one? I will gladly go back. It was so much fun.
All right, so I have just one question, and you know
Yeah.
what I'm gonna ask.
Yes.
Who won the twerk contest?
There was a twerking contest. And the prize was a $50 Barnes and Noble gift card. And let me tell you, those ladies got down and they earned that gift card. They like so much so they did 2 rounds and they gave out a second prize because like they were that good at it. And like honestly, like props. So
you did you participate in that?
I
That's
I did not. I was there for work. So
Oh my
She was very professional.
She had
Well
to keep it
said.
professional. She
Well
wasn't
said,
going
well
into
said,
that.
Amy.
Otherwise, she would have.
She would have no. If it wasn't for that,
Goddamn.
hubiera metido. Like she would have went in there.
Hey, that's good. That's good.
next time.
I would have been all up in there. Like depends on what they were giving. What was the price?
Why not? It was a $50 Barnes and Noble gift card,
There
Oh,
you
that's
go.
right. Okay.
which
All right,
for
so
readers,
I
they're
probably,
like,
yeah,
okay.
I probably would have done that. But for readers, that would have been amazing. Like if it was maybe some type of coffee gift card or something like that, I would have been all up in there.
The Starbucks.
I
gift
know, but
card,
the Barnes and Noble gift card is perfect for the bookworms. They love it.
Oh.
And shaking some booty in there. Yeah.
Would you have done it, Lupe? You have gotten it? Would you have done it?
Yes,
Oh, she
yes,
would've been sick.
definitely.
How about you, Yogi? Would you have been a part of the?
Oh,
the
definitely. I'm
question?
going for that $50 Starbucks card. Oh, yeah, for sure.
She didn't even hesitate. She was like, "You're damn right." I would definitely done that. That's
She's like,
hilarious.
I'm doing
That's
it, and I'm
hilarious.
gonna win.
Yes.
I'm gonna win.
Yes.
That's crazy. All right, you got something funny, and I actually saw it on social media. But go ahead and tell us. It's the world's oldest woman, right?
Yes. So Maria Antonio Cuero, she's from Colombia, and she claims to have been born in October of 1901, which would make
Damn.
her the world's oldest person. And she says part of the reason she's lived so long is because she eats plantains every day.
Damn.
Which, like, if the secret to life is eating plátanos every day, I'm gonna live forever. Like,
So wait,
truly.
I had 2 shares of
First of all-
plátanos de tajaditas.
yeah, hey, I made tostones.
Para
the
mí,
other day.
plátanos fritos todos los días.
Plátano frito.
So we all call it different things. So we all call it different things. Like I know that in South America, some places call it patacones and different things. For me, like the actual like the ones that I posted on our chat were the tostones, which is called patacones for some people. And then you have the plátano maduros. Did it say specifically what kind? Because like she's 124 according to her calculations.
Yes.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it were like fried because I feel like every time I see a story from like the world's oldest person, first of all, it's usually like a woman, one of the oldest person ever. And like their stories are like, I drank a glass of bourbon every day for my whole life, and that's how I lived so long. And so like I wouldn't be surprised if like eating deep
I
fried food every
heard.
single day was like the secret to living that long.
That's
'Cause, like,
crazy.
honestly,
It is, but I need to go buy me some plátanos fritos.
And a glass
The
of wine.
plátano
And a glass of
maduro.
wine.
Yeah, I'm about
Lupe.
to-
And a glass of wine.
I'm gonna make sure that I have plátano with every serving. Well, I guess it would depend on what she's eating it with.
yeah.
Because if she's eating it with a bunch of other fried stuff, that may not work. But she might be eating it with like vamos a pescado or pollo or something like that, very high protein. and then you
Plátano
got the-
hervido, majado.
I'm making
you know,
myself
mash.
hungry, man. Like I
Smash.
I gotta and the other day I went all in. My kids were here and I turned around and I made arroz blanco, habichuela negra.
You went for
Uh,
it.
You saw it.
Yeah.
The
The classic.
chuletas.
Yeah.
chuletas, and then I had the tostones.
Nice.
And even right now, as I'm thinking about it, I need to probably just end this chat quick because
Because it's getting
Tengo
hungry.
que ir a comer. Ya
I
no
can't
doy.
comer. Like
It's dinner time.
plantains, it's crazy because like from Colombia, like Dominicans eat a lot of plátanos, but I guess it's what we're eating. Because then again, I take the plantains aside. Imagine the stories that this woman has. If legitimately what she's saying is true, she has been around for more than a century, and I'm pretty sure at this point she doesn't want to be around for what we're dealing with now.
But according to the
What?
picture, she looks pretty healthy. She's walking and standing.
She does.
No
She
way.
looks- yeah, she looks really good.
Yeah, you would have thought that she would be Mama Coco, like
Literally.
on a chair.
You gotta check it out, Lupe. You gotta check it out. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Chris.
But no, she's like Neutrogena needs to contact this woman. Like she's got it going on. Not that I want to create a Tinder for her or anything, but it's just, like I'm just saying, she definitely
She looks good.
yeah, she looks good for 100 if that's her age, because you're saying claims. So
Yeah, it
you know,
hasn't officially been verified by Guinness yet.
by Guinness,
Mm.
Yeah.
they're all over that. So we'll hear about it in a couple months once they finally go over there
Where is she from
from
again?
Colombia.
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 See, let me tell you something. The hard thing with when from back in the
You know
day,
what it is before you
people
even go
it's
there?
getting
It's because she's
paperwork.
part of Encanto.
No,
She's
no.
got
I was
the
gonna go
candle.
with the real stuff.
She's part of that enchanted house. They
Oh
never
my
get old
gosh.
and they never. That's crazy.
No, but I'm being for real. It's because and I feel like it's gonna be very hard to verify it by Guinness because I'm gonna give you guys an example. For my grandma, for her to get a birth certificate, it is impossible because where she was born, like in the Pueblo, that place doesn't exist no more, and she cannot get a birth certificate.
Ah.
Like they had,
Oh,
like years ago, she had kind of like tried to go back to where she's from, and they had given her just like a birth certificate. It doesn't say who her parents are. It doesn't say exactly where she was born. It's just from where she went. And my mom's birth certificate, it looks the same. It's blank on everything. It just has her name.
Because the town
yeah.
does not is no longer there.
It's
Is
no
that what
longer. It doesn't
Oh
exist.
wow.
So how
At
is there a record of exactly
124,
how
she's
they're?
coming out with the 10 Commandments. Like
That's true. That's true.
that's her birth certificate. That shit was edged in stone by
Ay,
some.
ay,
That's
But it's
crazy.
true.
It
Like, how
could
do you
be. Could be.
when you think about it, like 100 and some odd years ago, like you were having your kid at home and it took maybe a month or two to like go to the hospital and get some kind of like paperwork done. Because for a lot of people, like what your birthday is was not your birthday. Like my grandma spent her whole life thinking she was born on December 24th and just like robbed of birthday presents because of Christmas for years. And then come to find out later in life, her birthday was July 13th. Like that's that's how off it was.
That's a big difference, though. That's not a couple of days. It's like a bunch of months.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, and that's how it is. That's how it was back then.
I mean, God bless
That's just
her.
how it was.
124 years old. That's insane.
You know what? Now that we have Lupe, you must have heard about the 6'7" trend slang. I think she has a lot to say.
Do tell. She is.
Listen.
Look
I'm
at her.
gonna do the timeline, and then everybody comes with their input. This is my point.
My eye roll.
Yeah, I know. Well, first and foremost, the timeline for 6'7" slang credit was I did my research with the Gen Z historian. His name is Kelly Green. He's really popular. But this is the timeline. The timeline goes like this. It was done by a rapper named Shrilla from Philadelphia. And he seems that some of his lyrics had the 6'7". From there, we went to social media platforms, and it went ahead for highlighting an NBA basketball player because he was 6 feet tall and 7 inches or something like that. But that flocked. That did not work. But then another high school basketball player, his name is, I think, Cam Wilder. He was the one that was making something out of nothing. And he was doing the hand gesture. And actually, every time that he was doing like a local interview for sports, he was the one doing 6'7" or responding and joking. So needless to say, then from that point, there's a kid. His name is Maverick Trevelyan, a white kid, a suburban white kid, that he was captured in the moment saying 6'7", and he became the official kid of this, the official 67 kid or something like that. But my thing about this is it's a fun fact because 6'7" now is part of the Webster dictionary. But the fact is, again, we find ourselves in a position when culture appropriation and somebody else that is not a black body or brown body monetizing on culture. What are your thoughts?
It's hard. It's hard. So let me tell you something. My thoughts on the 6'7" being around as the kids have it right now, as it's trending, it's viral.
Gen Z,
To
Gen
me,
Alpha, yeah.
Yes, to me as a mom and as a mom of seven of these kids, I can't deal with it. I hate it. I hate it. I'm over it. I'm done. I don't know if you guys heard that like In and Out even removed it because of how crazy it got. We love you, In and Out. But it gets to be too much. And the thing is that now there's like also pages like on YouTube, like there's like these YouTubers also like talking about it to the little kids about like it's brain rot. I don't even know if you guys have heard that, but brain rot is and brain rot that. So here in my house está como medio prohibido. A mí no me van a traer sus 6, 7 en mi casa because it is fastidioso. When I go to pick them up, all the little kids are like 6, 7. I'm like, but if we talk about something more serious when it comes to cultural appropriation, it's wrong. It's wrong. And we've seen this happen over and over again, where unfortunately it is the white person taking credit for something that didn't start with them. And we're talking about they are monetizing off of it, which to me is horrible.
Another perfect example, I don't if you remember Lupe, is Charlie D'Amelio with the Renegade Train in 2020, 2021 on TikTok. That was the hype of the dance moves that would actually credited to Jaliyah Harmon, girl at the time, 14 years old in Atlanta, that actually made the moves and so forth. But that's where we at.
I'm just curious, what would be the solution to that? Because I think that social media just kind of blows up. It just kind of blows up the person who's the loudest. So I think that the audience is the one that should be responsible for, obviously the artist is or whoever's posting it needs to give credit if there's a credit to give due, you know what I mean? But the audience is also responsible to turn around and point out at one point, because they're making him bigger than they're making the original person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
And
if,
I believe
if that,
that's
if
where
that makes
accountability
sense.
takes place.
Yeah, and so I, like I'm completely against, what is it? That one time, who was it that there was this one lady who was like coining agua frescas or whatever, like different styles that were already out there and were already being. You remember that shit?
Spa water.
Spa water, yeah. Taking over credit for something that had been done forever. You see, that's the kind of shit. Like that's the kind of shit that like she was selling that product, as opposed to somebody monetizing on social media because they have like the creator's bonus or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, unless he's selling that on shows and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I just feel like there's a difference with somebody who got popular for doing something as opposed to somebody who's like authentically being devious, profiting, like purposely profiting, like, like we were talking about tequila last week. And we had mentioned, and is it Kendall or Kylie?
Kendall.
So it's Kendall. I don't know. I don't watch. So like if Kendall's purposely trying to going to an area that she knows is very Latino based and she's trying to monetize it. And I think her sister tried to do the same thing by naming some of her clothing brand that she was trying to put out, some Japanese customer or something like that, or a Japanese name. So there's just like, that's where I see cultural appropriation. I don't know how you treat somebody who, like Maverick, getting popular because social media made them popular for that. Like, what is he supposed to come out and say, hey, 6'7", I'm giving credit to blah, 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 and then do it, and then he becomes popular of it? Or does he bring this dude with him?
I don't know. The kid is a minor, and obviously the account is run by his parents, but they literally, once the hype was there, once the followers were there, he monetized and literally called himself the official 6'7" kid. Is like, yes, I think in some of his interviews, he does give credit to the young high school basketball, which is, he's also a content creator, but then the rapper Shrilla gives credit to Cam, the one that made the gestures and everything so far.
Because look, Elvis got his moves from Forrest Gump. And so, yeah. Anyways, that's probably a bad joke.
In other news, we what's happening in the Afro Latino, and I'm sure that we're going to continue talking about this, is the nominations for the Golden Globe, and we have my dear,
Talk about it.
Mexican Panamanian Tessa, and also representing from Brazil, Wagner Moura. And there's a long listing actually of Latinos, even from Selena, from Diego Luna, from
Benicio.
Yeah. So
Benicio's on there. Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega from Wednesday. So, kudos, wish them luck. Cross fingers.
I mean, I hope they get it, but you know how these awards are, so we'll see. Jenna lost
see.
last year, and she definitely deserved that because Wednesday was the biggest thing.
I know,
It's like
right?
a slice and bread. I don't know how you lose that. But
This season
Everybody was
really,
dressed up. It was crazy.
yeah, I mean, I thought that was
The amount of Wednesdays I saw around was
yeah. So,
Including
but
mine.
I mean, I love Benicio del Toro. I've always loved his acting. Diego Luna, obviously, Andor was amazing. First of all, Andor was proof that the product was in the story, because a lot of people kept complaining about why Disney's failing with Star Wars. It's not that; it's you got to have a good story, and I think the way Andor was delivered was just absolutely amazing. So well deserved if he gets it. Well deserved.
Hope so.
Selena, yeah,
Fingers crossed.
for yeah. I mean, hopefully, obviously this is the Golden Globes. I think it's the Golden Globes, right? So
yes.
So it's a different, I would like to see some of these people getting into that Oscar conversation, because I feel like the Golden Globes gives more.
There's a buzz
diverse-
for Wagner Moura. There's a buzz for him in coming through.
Yeah, but I want to look. We talk about the statistics all the
read
time.
the numbers.
We are 20% of the population and 5% of all leading roles. So we're already underrepresented when it comes to these roles, and then when we come to the Oscars, it's twice as hard to even get into the frame of the award ceremony. So I'm glad that they, the Golden Globes, the People's Choice Awards, and all these things are, they're amazing. But the creme de la creme, aside from the SAG Awards, is the Oscars, and I would like to see some of these people be nominated at the event that gives the most prestige, and gives the most recognition. You may argue and debate as to whether or not for me, I feel like the Oscars are where a lot of these people will really get their their opportunities to move on to that upper.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But do you think it's legit?
I'm winning an Oscar.
Wait, what did you say, Evie?
Yeah, say that again.
There's a pay bump that comes from when you win an Oscar. So once you win an Oscar, you can now ask for more money.
Yeah.
So that's a huge
Absolutely.
opportunity opener versus someone who was once nominated for an Oscar. It's very different. But I will say it depends. So now you want to get into the discussion. If you are a Black woman, the opportunity is not going to be for you what it is for other people. Because Lupita has been very honest about what her journey has been like after winning for 12 Years a Slave. People just want to give her slave roles. They want to give her roles, and that's not what she wants to do. So would there be more opportunity for a Latino or a Latina after they win an Oscar? Who can really say? It depends, but I do think it is something where we need to be more heavily represented, not just on screen, but behind the scenes too. And I think that's why the Oscar governing body has been trying so hard in the past few years to let more people in the voting body and changing rules and stuff to get you have to have a diverse
of course,
voting.
You gotta have that same representation you want on screen.
A lot of people do not watch the movies, and they'll just vote, and they don't actually go see the films that are nominated, and they don't go to the screening.
Oh yeah,
and that's why you need a wider voting body, because the voting is skewed. They won't vote for a movie that the whole world has seen because they didn't bother going to the screening, or don't bother seeing stuff. They just go and vote off of who they like or who they're familiar with. So it's really kind of a complex thing where I think we just need diversity in every single respect, and that's when you'll start seeing the change.
But didn't that happen to Cynthia Erivo as well? And I'm sorry, but didn't that happen last year when it came to The Wicked, where she was nominated and she killed it, and the box office was poof, they did it. I mean, they did it, and she didn't win, and that was that was a very sad moment. I'm not gonna lie, I was very upset. My daughter cried because she's like, "How? Like, how, mom? Wicked is everything that everybody is talking about. How did she not win?" And I was like, I don't know. Like, it doesn't make no
the
sense to me.
the biggest question for Wicked is going to be the same thing that you're going to hear from a lot of things that have to do with um, Broadway. So she's duplicating something that's taking place or that took place on Broadway. That's how they see it. I'm not saying she's doing it. But the role of Elphaba is being translated from the Broadway part to the movie part, and that's the way.
Wow.
It's almost like Barbie. Barbie was the same thing, the most popular thing on the planet, and Oppenheimer destroyed it. And I think that's one of the things that kind of took away from Wicked. The other thing that I think took away from Wicked is that they knew there was going to be a part two, so they weren't going to turn around and like take over, or miss somebody the opportunity there, knowing Wicked was going to be back regardless on that part, and then they can compete for those roles. Call that fair, not fair, but that was, I know, a big discussion on it, from the Academy, is that they knew that there was going to be like a part two, and so that these people, this cast, was going to be there again.
Yeah,
I could be
think-
wrong, but Evie, you're like our Wicked expert when it comes to.
Part two was given as a reason for why some people didn't vote for it on their ballots last year. It's like, oh, it's going to have a chance next year with part two. The theater first, it also feels like goalposts moving a little bit, like because it's a woman of color suddenly, like, no, it's her chance next year. She has another movie. Like, it kind of felt like that too. But also, someone who comes from a theater background and who knows Broadway, I can tell you, Wicked Part 2 was never going to be the Oscar film because Act 1 is the stronger film. It's the stronger act in the stage production. So that movie had an uphill climb for Part 2 to be like something that could eclipse Part 1. And honestly, having seen both, like, I enjoyed Wicked for Good, but it still had all the problems it had with Wicked, the stage show Act 2. But the first one, like, that's a phenomenal film. Those performances, like, Cynthia Erivo carried that film on her back, and the fact that she got like nothing for it is wild. And it just feels a lot like it's just you move goalposts when it's convenient, and it's usually to not reward people of color. Also, forget, like, John M. Chu directed that. It's an Asian director. It's a Black woman is the star of the film. You have a lot of like these people involved, and it's just like slowly moving the goalposts away of like, not this time, next time. And now next time is here, and the odds aren't as strong as they were for last year.
Who are
Yeah,
they?
that's
I mean,
very true.
I'm curious. I'm curious
I
as to who
stand
they're
with
going to be
Evie.
going up against. I mean, my biggest, like I said, my biggest take is going to be. My biggest take is going to be how they view it. Like, are they putting those two together going into the Oscars, or because I don't think they're going to go just by the second one. I think they're going to put it together into one base. And then when you're saying they're moving the goalposts, I guess that my biggest question would be is what other circumstance has there been where, let's say, somebody from a Caucasian standpoint has won from that type of film in that manner? Like
well, they don't really reward like musicals that much, but like,
I think
Rocky,
that's my biggest issue is that Rocky,
and there's like 20 Rocky movies. Like, we've had
yeah,
like
but he
a
lost.
million of them in the past 30 years.
He did better. I think it was in the People's Choice Award is when the latest Rocky won, but he didn't even, I don't even think he got nominated for the Oscar. Like, it was just kind of weird. No, you're talking about the original Rocky.
Mhm.
That's back in the 70s. Yeah. I'm talking about the latest one, the one that won best movie in I think it was the Golden Globe. But then lost in the latest one was I can't remember the name of it. I think it's literally called just Rocky or whatever, like the last or Balboa, whatever it is.
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, that one won I think it was a Golden Globe for Best Picture, or he won for Best. I can't remember which one it was. But then he didn't even get considered in the at the Oscars, just because I guess they didn't see it as a caliber movie that would be in there, probably because of how many thinks it was outdone. But I'm curious as to what'll happen this year, because my main thing is like I don't want the Academy. Well, first of all, shame to the producers, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm tired of watching people who are main stars in the film get put in the supporting casting role so that they can turn around and put their other counterparter in there because they feel like that's the best chance of winning. Like, that may be true, okay? But when you have things like the Green Book, okay, where old boy was put into the supporting cast while the other one was put into the main role, like, I have issues with that because he was just, and I is it Mashala? How do you pronounce his name? From Green Book?
Marsha?
Is
Yeah.
it? Is it that? Just making sure I look it up so I don't mess this up. Yeah, Mahershala Ali. Okay, so the fact that they put Viggo Mortensen into, which he lost anyways, because he wasn't going to win against. I think at the time he was going up against. Forgot the story, but it was the story of, I think, Queen, and so he won for
Oh,
best act. Yeah. So
Right.
the fact that Viggo was put there, I don't know. I just feel like it demeans the fact that this guy was such a main character, and I wish they would stop doing that, because I think that he deserves the opportunity to go up against his peers for the role that he played, which was nominated for best actor, not nominated for best supporting actor. He didn't support Viggo Mortensen. He was the main actor in that film, and they do that a lot, by the way. I think they did it in Barbie as well, and some of the things. So I don't know. I think, but I do want to see more Latino representation on that type of set, because I feel like that's where we get the the recognition that we deserve, and have our name embedded into those stars that everybody's, So because I was a huge fan when Denzel Washington won. I was a huge fan when Jamie Foxx won, and so I just for me I just think that they need to kind of open the doors up a little bit. But yeah,
Not a little bit, a lot.
I mean, I'll
A
take
lot.
a little bit. I'll take a little bit because I know a lot's gonna be hard, but I'll take a little bit. You know how it is. You got to turn around and at least crack the door open somehow. I thought
I
we
feel
did
like
it, but
they turn so picky though. Like me personally, like for example, we're talking about representation and opening the door, but I mean, I don't know if this is a sensitive topic for you guys, but like when it comes to Latino representation, me personally, I'm tired of seeing light-skinned Latinos out there only. Like, what about my brown people? Like, what about us? Like, we're not represented like that, and it's something that Tenoch Huerta has talked a lot about. Like, we need brown people out there. Like, look at me, like being in a Marvel movie. Like, he's the first one, like, to look like that, to actually be in a Marvel movie. So I feel like for me, we need to open that door a lot more. Wide open.
I agree.
Actually.
I agree with that. I'm gonna double in on this though, and there. I think it was Benicio del Toro who said it recently, that one battle after Latino representation, like he hasn't seen the goalpost move. Like there was this huge movement to push Latino representation in film, and for whatever reason, all that talk and all that jazz hasn't amounted to shit. And that's I think that's a huge problem. But I also think that we are part of the problem because we don't support shit. Like we talk about Latino representation, but then when a movie comes out that has these actors and has the possibility to have an Afro-Latino or to have an indigenous group or to have, we don't go support those films, and it makes it hard for Hollywood to turn around and invest into those films unless we make the projects on our own. So then we got to go to the Latino or the Los Angeles Latino International Film Festival to even see these films because they're not going to be shown anywhere else. You know what I mean? So I think we need to step up and even start fighting amongst ourselves when stuff does come out that shows representation of any kind from that category, because we shoot it down so bad because, oh, we want to nitpick, oh, we want to turn around. I don't know. I feel like at one point or another, let's take the win and let's grow on the wins. If not, we're basically just gonna keep, like a hamster. We're just gonna keep running around a wheel, not going anywhere. Lo pobre. But anyways, that's my take on it. But yeah, I think it was Benicio del Toro who recently pointed that out. Like he was really upset because it was, and I have huge respect for Benicio del Toro because he's really pushed um for representation in Hollywood. But even he's admitting it. We talked a lot, but it's the same people.
Yeah,
It's the same
but it's
people.
one of the, I think when you look at statistics, like only something like 5% of directors are Latino. And I feel like that figure is like generous. So it's like a top down thing, right? So if you're don't have like Latino directors, or you don't have like Latino casting directors, you don't have Latino writers, all that stuff, it's gonna have a trickle down effect on who's cast, because someone's gonna look at it and be like, oh, you know what? I see this role. I don't really see it as like a Latino or a Latina character. I don't see it that way. And it's like, that's why you need the writers to have that background. That's why you need the director who has the vision and say, no, like, I see it like this, and it needs to be paid by this person, or that person who's going to think to cast diversely and not like the same faces you see all the time, or think to cast like diverse and think like, Latinos are not just one shade. We're not just, like the
I mean,
white
I
Latino.
agree. That it's one of the
We're
reasons why I get so. It's one of the reasons why I get so upset, and I'm not taking away from what she does. I think she does an amazing work. So when I say this, please, the entire internet, don't come after me. But Eva Longoria, like, I don't want to see Eva Longoria in every fucking thing that we do. Like, I don't want to see the same Latino. I don't want to see Jennifer Lopez in every single thing that we do. You know what I mean? I'm starting to get tired of Pedro Pascal. Like, at one point, it's like, okay, we've seen enough Pedro Pascal. Like, the owl has to go. Like, can we put somebody else in there? You know what I mean? Like,
Something new talent.
something like it's always the same person representing an entire culture. Nobody knew. That's why I love ¿cómo que se llama from Wicked, the one that played the Cowardly Lion?
Domingo.
Yeah, Domingo, Coleman Domingo.
Yeah, I love Come Domingo because Come Domingo is like he's first of all he's got range. He can play anything. That guy is just amazing. But like I would like to see more, Latinos of that nature taking on leading roles instead of just being supporting roles, because he got robbed last year. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Okay, so I thought he did the best and I watched all the movies. I think he did the best for his take. And so for me, it was just like, I don't know. It's tough when the people who have the power are the same ones that put out the same thing over and over and over again. So those people are now super relied on. It does, and I love Lin-Manuel. Evie knows I'm a defender of Lin-Manuel, but to be honest with you, the last couple of times he's put out music and has done, like for Lion King, my God, or whatever that was, the prequel where Simba, Mufasa. Yeah, I mean that music was just terrible. Like at this point, we're just giving the guy roles because he's Latino representation, and we just want to say he's our token. You know what I mean? So it's like, come on. Like I know that there's somebody out there who has amazing talent who isn't the same person. I know that there's another director out there and another producer besides Eva Longoria who can put out, a stellar film. And I don't know. It bothers me that I constantly see the same faces every time
with different roles.
Yeah.
I also do think like someone like Eva, she's now in a position where she can direct shows and she has her own shows, and that gives you an opportunity to like mentor the talent that can come up, and then they're the new people behind the cameras and all that stuff. So I do appreciate what she's doing with like producing and moving into directing, because now she can cast more like diversely younger faces to be the new Eva Longoria. So you're not like, oh,
yep.
But she has to do that. That's my thing. So she has to do that. And so who she picks to be a part of whatever training programs or whatever.
Who's the next person she's going to pull up?
Who's the next person? has to be diverse. If it's the same product just replicating itself, that's,
It's not good.
like I said, I love what she does.
Mhm.
And she is the biggest supporter of a lot of the projects. But if you want to see a change, you're gonna have to bring in, you know what? Let me bring in some indigenous directors and indigenous writers. Let me create,
Hmm.
let me bring in some Afro Latino, some Afro, right? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like that's the only way
Very
you're gonna
true.
break it. If you're constantly going to say, hey, you know what? I'm Eva Longoria and I'm gonna bring in some Mexicans and they all look the same. You're not moving the bar.
The needle, yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I just feel like and we shouldn't have Latino representation on white savior stories every time. Like that's literally what we have is oh, there was a soccer team in Texas that was just amazing, and or the mariachi, or you know what I mean? Like they're great stories and great inspirational stories, but there should be some where we, are the protagonist in changing people's lives. So
We
that's
need
just
to be
me.
the main character.
Yeah.
No, and we agree. We agree. You're not wrong.
Like
That's what we
there's
need.
no reason why we shouldn't be. Like I said, 20% of the population, we should definitely be. There's no reason why we shouldn't have our own studio funded by our people making our movies.
Yeah, that's the key word. Funded.
You know what I mean? And trust me, my
Coins.
tú sabes donde yo estoy, like that. I understand how support can be a pain in the ass to get, but like if we're not doing it, we can't complain that then Hollywood is taking our stories, whitewashing them, and putting them in. It was just frustrating. It's just frustrating when you look at that. And I know that we went into this whole ass rant based on that. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's an important topic. So
It's extremely
you know,
important. I feel like
it's one
everybody's
that
bothered, even when it comes to like telenovelas. Like if you think about novelas, like me personally, and this is just me, I love Angelique Boyer. I love her. She's a queen.
Okay.
Like, oh God, I love her. But I'm tired of seeing her everywhere. Like I'm tired. Like she's the same person, different characters, but she is it. And I feel like we need more, like más actrices que sean igual como ella. With those roles, stop giving her like all the main roles. We know she's amazing, but give us someone else. Like I don't know if you
I
guys heard
think,
about the
yeah.
new novela, but they're like people are complaining too. Like we love her, but we see her everywhere.
What's that? Are we
Wow.
talking about the same? Let me see. Are we talking about the same?
That's a hard job for anybody that has to do promos.
Because I'm not huge at novelas, but I know that.
Did you hear about
Teresa?
Teresa?
Yeah.
Teresa Rafa. Think of Teresa. That's her.
Oh, so
She's been around
Alright,
for
so
a
hold
while.
on.
Yeah, she's been around.
are you
for a
talking about the
while.
one that has the husband and they're like "Lo que la vida me robó" or whatever that is, or or is that Angelique Boyer?
Mhm.
Who am I thinking about? No. I'm thinking. I don't know who I'm thinking about. She's got black hair.
Now she has
Like most
brown
of them
hair.
She's usually blonde with clear eyes. Like,
Oh, okay. That's not the same. So I'm talking about
No,
Angelique Boyer.
oh yeah.
Angelique Boyer is in everything I've ever
Yeah.
seen on every novela everywhere.
Yes. She's everywhere.
Like, come on. Like
We love
I know
her,
you
but
gotta be-
give us someone
Yeah.
else.
estás
No,
en la versión
or at least put her as a supporting character for once. Don't give her the
Yeah.
main role.
It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I'll be a novela. I mean, in my case, I'll probably be the bad guy who shoots somebody. That's the look I have. So, Joby
Ni
and
tanto, ni
Guadalupe, we already know what role you guys are going to be playing in Mexican novela. So I'm just kidding.
Why? Why the stereo? What is the assumption?
¿Qué
What is
based
pasó
on
ahí?
based on the
I'm
stereotype.
going to Colombian novela or Brazilian. Okay, so then I can be the lead.
And then
Oh.
Evie's main character, just because
Go
of the
for
character.
that.
Evie is the main character. Where I'm from, Evie's the main character.
We're gonna be the
I'm the
best
main.
friends.
I think I'm gonna be the main.
I'm the best friends.
That's what I said.
Co-protagonists.
I wish I had main character vibes.
I'm gonna be the guy who's trying to kill her in some way. I was ordered to find and kill her. That's funny. All right, Christmas is upon us. I'm curious as to I mean, it's literally next week. Well, I think next week or 2 weeks from now.
No, it's next week.
No,
It's next week, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you see, it goes to show you how far, or I've completely lost the schedule.
You said that this is the wrap up until next year, and then we come back. We're saying goodbye to 2025. We're like, here, okay, go for
Can't
it.
What are
miss out
some
next
of
week of
the-
vacation.
What are some of the top gifts that you have been seeing that have that you would sit there and say, man, that would be a good gift to give?
Hmm.
Sephora Ulta gift card.
Okay.
Okay, a gift card. So you're a gift card person.
That's what I know everybody wants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
me
right.
too. Me too. I'm not gonna lie. Give me that Sephora Ulta gift card.
I saw this thing where they have what is it, like an organizer now, like an organizer pad that you can put up on
Oh,
the
the
wall or
advent
something.
calendar?
It's like
The
it's an
advent?
electronical calendar instead of using like an actual calendar. It's
The one
like
that
a
you like-
task. Yeah, it's.
I think
huge.
I've seen
Like,
it
it's
in
on every-
YouTube. Yeah, like you see those family blogs and everything, and then they have the kids following the chores, and then they're like, okay, this is what you have to do: make your bed, put on your clothes, brush your
That's
teeth.
crazy. It's
Like a
actually
whole-
no, and for people who have
That would
work,
stress me
it's-
out to fill it out.
maybe. But it's also a good one. It's
sounds
also a
like
good
a-
one if you have work. Like if you have work or something like that, like it's also a good like event planner or like a good,
Yeah, it's
work-
definitely a
work
planner.
planner.
I think they're like the electrical calendars.
Yeah.
I think
Wait,
that's
that's what they
called.
call
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one with a stand and one that goes up on the wall, so you can do either one.
They could go on
Evie,
your
you would
fridge
love
too.
that. I feel like Evie would love that. She's talking all kinds of crap about it, but I
I
feel like
don't
you would
want
love
a
that.
gift related to work. Like, that's just, come on. Like, gifts should be for fun, not be like, here you go, enjoy
Hey.
working some more. Like,
Organize your life. Nah,
Right?
it's okay. My life can be a mess. Give me an Ulta gift card.
Give me that.
Lupe's like, give us a gift card to go to the spa, okay? So,
Yeah,
Yobi,
there we
there you
go.
What about you,
A
Yobi?
deep tissue massage
pampering. Yeah, that's a deep tissue massage, pampering. Just relax.
with the hot stones.
Is that
Ooh,
what-
Yeah,
yes.
there you go.
See,
You
that's
cannot-
what we
You cannot
want.
go
Going
wrong
all
with
in.
those. You cannot go wrong with those.
You
Any-
guys
That's a
going
good
all in
gift,
with that.
especially to moms.
Yeah, massage.
What about you, Joey?
No, definitely we'll go with the person, any gift card that is for the spa day, massage. Gift cards, maybe something also like home decorations, maybe I guess, some of the department stores. I'm not gonna name anybody until we get sponsored. So that's what I'm gonna say.
I know who she's
There's your
thinking about.
sign. There's your
Yes.
sign.
Yes.
Guadalupe's like, I'm gonna name it again. I want that gift card from Sephora.
Yo lo voy a decir otra vez y otra vez por cualquiera que escuche y me
Go
quiera
for it,
mandar una.
girl. Go for
So
it.
Sephora, if you listen to it, you're the one. So
This
let's-
is your
let's-
chance
This is your
to do
chance.
good.
What about food?
Yes,
You-
gift
what-
cards for
what do you-
restaurants. Yeah, that you haven't tested. Yeah, those are good too.
What are you cooking in your house?
For Christmas? No.
Yeah.
Christmas, we go Chinese.
You buy food?
No, we go to a Chinese
Well,
restaurant.
bigger question: do you celebrate Christmas Eve or do you celebrate Christmas?
That's a good question. For my family, it was Christmas Day, a lunch, or you wake up for that day. But from my Latino friends, my classmates in high school, was 24 de diciembre. Yes,
So
Nochebuena.
Christmas Eve.
So I will be
Nochebuena.
like, I will go to my neighbor and then I go back.
What about you, Evie?
we do Christmas Eve.
Christmas
That's always
Eve?
been- and then- yeah, and then Christmas Day is for leftovers and just doing nothing.
Do you open your gifts at midnight or do you wait until the morning in order to open the gifts?
So when I was younger, I was the one that was like annoying about like midnight because I wanted my presents. I'm like, as an adult, I'm like, we can wake up at 10.
Yeah,
and
we can wake
open
up at
gifts."
10 and open them.
And then if people are not up yet, I'm like, we need to do presents. Like, get up. Like, I'm not waiting anymore.
I'm so curious, and I'm leaving this question for Guadalupe because you got 7 kids. Are you doing Christmas Eve and opening gifts on that, or are you waiting until Christmas Day?
I'm waiting until Christmas Day, and my teenagers, they hate me for that because they're like, lo queremos abrir. Because when they were smaller, it's because it's so hard. Because when they were smaller, lo hacíamos el 24 a las 12, sin falta. But as they've grown and as how things have changed, uh, they get mad, but we do it on the 25th because vino Santa Claus.
All right. So even bigger question to add on to that, because of the fact, like, if they opened it up at 12 midnight, do you get to sleep in, or do they still wake your ass up in the morning if you opened up? Like, you know what I mean? Because then it just doesn't matter. If they're gonna wake up early and bother
But
your
you
ass,
think
they
it's
might as well
already the
just
25th?
do it the next day.
Yeah, we do it. That's why we do it on the 25th, and they usually wake up also very late because they even the little ones they try to make it to 12, pero nunca alcanzan a llegar.
Nunca cae, okay.
So
Ah,
because
that's
of that, the
good.
next day they wake up so late. Like I would want for them to like open their gifts, like as the sun is going up and stuff. Nah, que se levantan cuando está el sol ya en el mero punto, ya all bright and stuff.
Man, I was in the family where we used to get up. If we didn't open up at 12, we were up like mad early. Oh my God. Me and my brother were
Oh,
up at
no.
like 5 in the morning. And then we would go in the room and wake my mom up and just say, yeah, it's time out. Like she would be dead
Let's
tired
go,
from
let's
the night
go.
before. Like
Pobre.
she would look like she was on crack coming out of that room.
Y el Rafa jodiendo.
And we're over there like, like we're just wired up, and she's just like, can you just open the fucking gifts? Like it's just one of those things where, and then she's happy when we open the gifts and we're all happy. But it's just
It makes
funny.
up for that.
So I have a question for you. Like, what got you into content creation?
Me?
Yeah, you're the only one here who does content creation. Estamos aquí,
Oh.
we're hosts, and
Oh, my bad.
you're like, ooh, she got caught in that Christmas question. She was still there. You're like,
No, it's because I'm just close up with the Christmas stuff like this. It's because you're talking about your mom waking up like that. But the last 2 years, I didn't get to have like Santa send the presents wrapped. So yo los tenía que hacer cuando se durmieron on the 24th at night.
oh
Because
my
I'm
gosh.
busy. So I'm busy. So I was just thinking, oh, imagine that were to happen to me where I'm wrapping them that night and then they wake up super early. Oh, I could not deal with that.
Hey,
Not too much. But to answer your question, I got into content creation because I felt very alone. So I've always struggled with my mental health since I was very young, and I only made it to 6th grade in school, so I didn't develop kind of like how do I say social skills. I didn't know how to socialize with people. Like to this day, I don't really consider that I have friends. Like until very recently that I've been able to make connections with people, but it was always very hard for me. So when the pandemic hit, I just started recording because I felt so lonely. I started recording, started talking about like how we were living because there was one point where there was 11 of us living in a 1-bedroom apartment. So I
wow.
guess that kind of like hit with people a lot. And I've showed my journey from those days where it was 11 of us in a 1-bedroom where paint was chipping, floor was coming off, there was no hot water for months, to now where I have my house and I have my kids in their own rooms and we're all stable. And yeah, that's how I got into it.
Do you find it to be more stressful? Because I know a lot of people created their stuff in COVID. Like even when we did our show, we created it during the COVID times. Now that you're out of COVID, and you do a lot because you're a part of like Roots and Wings and a lot of the activism that's out there, do you feel like it stretches you out way too much, or have you found like a right balance with it?
I'm not gonna say that I've been able to find a right balance. I feel that I struggle a lot, but my struggle is not from not being motivated or by not wanting. The truth is, there is not time in the day because I'll find myself sometimes recording like 5 videos and I'm like, yay, I did it. But now let me find the time to edit them. no puedo. Like I can't.
Yeah.
We have therapy, we have boxing, we have school, and then like on Wednesdays when they get out super early, I have some of them come out at like 12:20, 12:30, and then 1 o'clock, and it's three different
Oof.
schools and it's all over the place. And that they have boxing later on in the afternoon, plus I have to cook, plus I have to clean. It's crazy. I am blessed that I have my mom that lives with me, and moms nunca se pueden quedar quietas. Like I'll never tell my mom do this or do that. Pero like cuando ya llego, like my clothes is already in the washer, and I'm like, oh, thank God for my mom. But it's hard because the motivation is there, me recording is there. Pero sometimes a lot of my things end up in my drafts because I just don't have enough time to edit them. But I love it.
That's
I love
crazy.
creating content. I
I
love
mean,
speaking
you
about a lot
do.
of things.
You do. I mean, the content that you have is very important, and for people who if people wanted to go and check it out, like where would they go? Because I know you're on Instagram, but are you on like TikTok and some of the other ones, or
Yeah, so I'm on TikTok and Instagram as a Lady Siphon 7245, or you could just search up my name, which is Guadalupe Hernandez, and I'll pop
I don't know if I search for Guadalupe Hernandez. This is L.A. We're gonna go. No, I'm just kidding.
up.
You're getting like a bunch of Guadalupe Hernandezes. No, but no, it was great having you join us for this
Thank
end
you
of
guys so much for the
year
invite.
episode.
I loved it. It's so much fun. Very
Yes,
different too.
Lupe.
Very different. What do you mean? What, you thought it was gonna be like all
I
super
don't know.
like
I
formal?
didn't expect it to be like this, just like chatting, like we're literally like
Oh yeah, I
chismeando
mean,
or something. I loved it. It was so much fun. 10
Joby's
out
the
of
one that
10.
does the joy killing. She's the one that comes in with
Ay,
like,
come on. See, today I came up with really good highlights, okay? Good highlights.
yeah. I mean,
Yes, very
actually,
good ones.
yeah, it's good. We had a lot of discussions on representation, which was really amazing, especially ending the year going into 2026. Um, for everybody here who are watching the episodes for the very first time, this is our Todo Latino show. It's now Todo Latino Live. We will be going and streaming every Wednesday at 5 p.m. And you can follow us at Todo Wafi, at Todo Latino Live. You can also catch the episodes on YouTube. And in 2026, a lot of these episodes will be on Apple, Spotify. Um, but that's Yobi, that's Evie, that's Guadalupe. I'm Rafa. We are out.